Good evening, Master Tanaka. Good evening. Good evening, friend channel. Once more, we beings of light from the Brotherhoods are here, united in one voice, to transmit this message to all of you special human beings. Human beings who will be working with us in the leadership of a new age. This new age, which has already begun, and that little by little will become gradually more and more real. Master, friend channel, we sense, let's say, an anxiety in a positive way about the matters related to the vaccine. We beings of light, in our previous discussions, have decided to transmit this message to you in a general way, in a way where we will approach not only this matter related to the vaccine, but also regarding all medications which are absorbed by you human beings. It is important to mention that medications contain small doses of elements, often synthetic elements, and often elements created fully by human beings, entirely synthesized. These elements were created by scholars, by people who have received, for the most part, inspirations from non-humans, let's put it this way. So, like everything in nature, or at least the vast majority of things in nature, intuitions can be used for good or it can be used badly. Obviously, when the beings of light decide to accompany a human being, this human being is prepared since before its arrival here in the planet Earth. Just like you, Master Tanaka. Just like our friend channel. Nevertheless, as we know and have mentioned many times, when people coexist in the material plane, they have free will, and from it, they can utilize the knowledge which they have acquired in past lives, or which they have acquired intellectually during the earthly life. They can use this information in a positive or a negative way. Many medications created by human beings have a small efficiency in human beings, not to say none at all. These medications are produced by pressure from superior human beings who need things to be commercialized. However, other medications, such as those prepared with elements from nature, in its majority, were created as a way to concentrate doses of these natural elements in order to have a more adequate functionality in each individual human being. We know from ancient times that the human beings were always intuited about which natural elements were or are effective in treating some illnesses. Since the human being gradually left nature more and more deprived in order to give space to constructions, the products, the natural elements, were increasingly insufficient. These elements existed in great abundance and were capable to cure many diseases for the population of that time. Nevertheless, with the evolution of the human beings, the elements from nature, started getting more and more scarce. So it was really necessary that the beings of light utilize their knowledge to make sure that these elements of nature were manipulated as a way to concentrate the same or similar effect on a smaller dose and in natura. And progressively, more and more, we see this situation where the elements of nature are increasingly scarce and the number of human beings is always higher. What happens currently, Master Tanaka, is that only a small part of the medications that use nature's elements are really efficient to human beings. The manipulations are progressively more oriented for decreasing the cost and consequently the effect, decreasing the active principle to lower the cost, and in this way the medications become less and less efficient. Nonetheless, for a normal human, how is it possible to distinguish these medications? I would say that the uninitiated human being cannot make this distinction. On the other hand, there is a question related to the faith of the human being. People's faith is much more powerful than any medication, both those done with elements of nature or with synthetic elements. Faith is capable of doing many things which human beings are still unable to imagine. Yes, explaining in another way, as we have said sometimes, each human being is gifted by God with divine energy. Each human has direct connection with his divine being in the spiritual plane. Be him the guardian angel, the Holy Spirit, the I Am Presence, Jesus, Buddha, Jehovah, Muhammad, whatever denomination you human beings give this figure. Each one of you have this individual figure from the spiritual plane. And when this connection with your figure in the spiritual plane is done, the human being is capable of many things, including healing. So, Master, what we would like to emphasize is that countless times what heals people are not the medications, but it is people's heartfelt faith that these medications heal them. Therefore, Master, the matters related to the vaccine against the feared virus act in the human being in a very similar way. Human beings feel protected at the bottom of their hearts, feel safe, feel powerful and full of energy. And with this power, the virus doesn't affect these human beings because their energetic vibration is high, just like Master Tanaka's energy, just like friend channels, and of all the disciples of Master Tanaka's are. So, Master, it is like this that people remain or not protected, with or without the vaccine. Everything derives from faith, from the vibration that each human being possesses in regard to this illness or other illnesses. It is known by all of us from the spiritual plane, obviously, and by some people, some of the special human beings. It is known that the diseases possesses specific characteristics, specific imbalances in the etheric, mental, and spiritual bodies, and that many times it strikes the physical body. Sorrow, fear, anxiety, and various other negative issues, when experienced for a long period in your bodies, effectively bring consequences. Consequences in your organs, in your cells, in your systems. Therefore, it is necessary that the human being understand that these feelings, negative thoughts, are very harmful, and that if not treated in the long term, they will bring their consequences. So the message from us beings of light is that you vibrate in a positive way for the longest possible time. And in this way, you will always be in full health, 100% healthy. Because this is the nature of the human being. Human being was created to be healthy, with rare exceptions of beings who have chosen a specific deficiency while on the spiritual plane during the reincarnation plan in order to live or facilitate an experience which he needs. Other than those cases, the nature of the human being is to be healthy. The human being is responsible for acquiring negative things which make him become sick. So it is like something that starts forming layers. Thicker and thicker layers are formed and are increasingly more distant to the nucleus with each negative feeling, with each limitation, with each limiting belief, with each limiting thought. It goes on creating more layers, distancing you from your nucleus, from your true self. And then the diseases start, as well as other things related to negativity, related to the energies, to low vibrations. Okay, Master? I believe in a broad manner that we have clarified not only this specific issue of the vaccine, but of all medications in general. Very good, Master. We thank you for your presence, and we are sure that this message will reach the human beings who need to hear it, who are prepared to absorb, and will so do. Thank you very much. So be it, so it is. It is done. Thank God. Thank God.